My name is John, and I teach a lesson on data visualization. Given the amount of technology in the world today, it's quite shocking how much data is actually generated. It's easy to think that when you're carrying around a cell phone, information is being recorded about where you are, maybe what you're doing, what you're searching for on the internet, but it's far more than that. You can't even eat breakfast without generating data. Cereal boxes, for example, often have RFID trackers in them, which is useful along the production line and transportation, but it's just a good example to show data is everywhere, whether you like it or not. And given the necessity to utilize and understand and communicate data, data visualization is a useful tool. A picture is often worth 1,000 words, and being able to use imagery or graphics to kind of communicate interesting findings and important aspects of data to people who are maybe less technical than someone who actually works with data every day. That's an incredibly powerful tool. So data visualization is the intersection of some math and statistics with concepts of art and design. So I talk to the kids about interesting ways to use color to maybe send a message or bring out a lead that some data has to offer. And they've often seen simple bar charts and scatter plots before in their math class, but I find you don't really appreciate how complex and sort of beautiful these types of graphics can be when they're really done well. We run through a few cases, such as a full-page graphic from a newspaper that's presenting a lot of data from the war in Iraq, and there's this inverted histogram colored blood red, so it looks like these death counts from the war are sort of like blood dripped down a wall, and it gets you thinking kind of how data is just numbers, but yet depending on how it's presented and how the message is delivered, there can be a lot of emotionality and persuasion associated with it. So data visualization is an incredibly useful tool, not only for people who are working with data and they want to understand it themselves, but also for when they're communicating it or maybe want to share an opinion or a message. We also talk about some of the risks associated with data visualization. People generally tend to trust the guy throwing a bunch of numbers around, so it can be really easy to maybe send the wrong sort of message, either on accident or on purpose. We look at some examples of some biased news stories that have reported statistics or presented bar graphs that seem very distorted, or maybe they're kind of manipulating the data in an inappropriate way. And given the significance to your average American, given the significance understanding, for example, data surrounding climate change, or maybe like the political economic sphere, it's really important to be not only an educated producer of data visualization, but to kind of have a layperson be an educated consumer of data visualization as well.